All right, Gridiron Queensland community, a bit of a cheeky pre-record interview here inside the clubhouse of the Brisbane Rhinos because we've got torrential rain outside. But yes, assuming this goes ahead, we've got a week 4 matchup between the largely talked about Sunbowl favourites now, the Brisbane Rhinos and the defending champs Gold Coast Stingrays. I'm obviously getting an opportunity to chat to some of the coaches pre-game. First of which, our home coach, Coach Booker. We were speaking briefly just a moment ago, and you were saying that you're almost miffed that a lot of people are writing this game out.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I'm a history guy. Last year, the Rhinos were undefeated, I believe, and they lost to Bayside going into the playoffs and then got destroyed by Gold Coast. So what you're doing in week 4, week 5, it's not that it's not important. It's just like the Sun Bowl is in November. It's the middle of September, and as I've made it clear with our team, these are the 8-time champions, 10 out of the last 11, which I explained to our guys. It's not a rivalry if you've been destroyed by a team for 10 years. So this is a very important game for us, playing the 8-time champions. It's a really good chance for us to measure ourselves against a champion.
3 games so far in the season with this team here in Queensland now. That's a reasonable sample size. What have you taken of your team so far out of the first couple games?
We have a lot of potential. We're getting 2 guys back today that are very important to our club and to our team, Sebastian Gorton, and I'm not going to even try to say Hawk's full name, but they're 2 of our starting receivers that have been injured this entire time. A lot of people look at our offense as being like very productive, which it has been, but we're missing 2 really key pieces from our offense that we're getting back today. Defensively, we haven't started the same lineup in a game period this year. So today is kind of like we're playing some different guys that are consistently in practice, and we're going to build with those guys, not necessarily our most reputable athletes, but they're consistent guys that we can win with, so we're going to go with them.
Finally, mate, the Gold Coast Stingrays, you've seen 3 games, there's been plenty of footage on them. Obviously, they're a little undermanned right now, and they're sort of changing up their offensive game plan to account for that. What do you make of your opposition?
Undermanned, whatever the case is, man, a champion's a champion. They got guys in their locker room that have more medals than anybody on our team combined. A champion's heart, you can't, like our saying for this week has been like, you don't take a champion for a boxing analogy. The Gold Coast Stingrays are out of the competition until they're out of playoffs, out of the season, whatever the case is, they're the champions. And so like I don't buy the we're down and we're missing this and we're missing that. They're the 8-time champions, and like you have to respect that.
Coach, absolute pleasure. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Adam Bolton, O-line coach of the Gold Coast Stingrays. Unfamiliar territory for you right now. You are in a bit of a development stage, and that's what we've been talking about all season. What did you take out of last week?
Yeah, look, we knew the Thunder were going to be a very good team this year. Obviously with those Wildcat guys going over, and when you've got Tommy there at QB for them, you know, that guy knows his football, he's a very good coach, he develops talent very well. So we knew they were going to come out the way they did. On defence, we knew the front was going to be pretty good. They were missing a couple of linebackers, which probably helped us a little bit. But yeah, look, they're going to be thereabouts this year.
The road doesn't get any easier. You are taking on the number 1 ranked Brisbane Rhinos. Right now, obviously the talk of the town. What do you guys need to really do to find success today?
Look, I think looking, you know, obviously doing a bit of scouting, looking at film, yeah, battles in the trenches is really going to be key today. Offensive line, we have to execute just like we haven't done all year. Need to get scoreboard pressure happening. Need to get the ball moving and probably keep the ball out of Christian's hands, because if he's getting that ball in his hands and he's got time, he's going to put points on the board. He's an extremely good football player, so ball control is going to be key today.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Franklin Oval if you joined us for the women's matchup early, and a big welcome to Franklin Oval if you are joining us here for the men's game out of Franklin Oval. We've got first versus 4th here in week 4 of Gridiron Queensland. The Rhinos taking on the reigning champions in the Gold Coast Stingrays. Obviously, the Gold Coast Stingrays, the form of the Gold Coast Stingrays has been of regular conversation to a lot of teams around the league. I think a lot of us probably expected them to be sitting at number 1 the Rhinos have since taken that mantle with their assortment of players that have come all across the world to help build this team and change this culture here at the Brisbane Rhinos. Just looking on the field there, you can see in warm-ups, one of those players is Christian Strong, the quarterback throwing the ball there. We got a chance to see him in action in week 2 when the Brisbane Rhinos took on the Bayside Ravens through a good handful of touchdowns and really just had control over the offense. So, well, we thought we were under the impression that it was going to be a 6:30 kickoff, and that's why they delayed the women's game, but obviously it's 6:30 right now, and the ball is nowhere near vicinity of being kicked off. Both teams are still warming up. Referees are on the sidelines, still having a pre-game meeting. So, yeah, we might, it will be Coach Martene from the Raptors women's side joining me in color commentary in a few moments. But yeah, the matchup between the Rhinos and the Stingrays still should be looked at with serious attention, because the Stingrays are only going to get better from the way their season has started, and the Rhinos, well, we'll see how long their form can continue. We're going to take a short break, take a look at a few ads, and we'll be back for the kickoff. Back soon.
Get him up. Get him up, get him up. Funny how you choose and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number one, but I'm on top, yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm, fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous, cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you want a battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge, I set the bar high. You running with the big boys now. Get up, don't cry.
Hello, Paul Mills, live streaming Brisbane.
Yes, hello. Do you only do live streaming?
No, we do all sorts of video production, from television commercials through to corporate videos. We even teach students how to film and edit. We've got 17 years worth of television production, from programs to series to websites to social media.
But you only work in Brisbane?
No, we don't just work in Brisbane. We actually travel all over Australia, and in the last few years we've worked in Perth and Sydney, Melbourne, Darwin, Adelaide, Toowoomba, Gold Coast, as well as Brisbane. Our equipment is very portable.
So what genius came up with your dumb name then?
All right, welcome back. We are seconds away from kickoff here, week 4, Gridiron Queensland 2018. Kenny Andres bringing you the action once more. I'm joined from a coach, August Martene. Hey, Coach, you just had a tough game out there with the Gold Coast Stingrays, but you're kicking back with a couple of Mount Franklin lime soda waters, and you're talking footy with me.
Yeah, absolutely, Kenny. Thanks so much for having us on this evening.
Absolutely.
We definitely just had a bit of a tough game against the Gold Coast Stingrays, but looking forward to this matchup tonight.
There will be another close matchup. Obviously, it's a game, and I've harped on it a little bit. It's a game that a lot of people probably highlighted a little more than during the preseason than they probably have the last couple of weeks with the form the Stingrays have been in. But at the end of the day, they're still the reigning champions. Should they be counted out at all today?
Oh, absolutely not, Kenny. Like any sport, you're going to have your ups and downs as well. But like anything else, there's always 11 people versus 11. So on any given day, someone can win or lose.
Absolutely. Now, the Stingrays, it'll be interesting to see what sort of offense they come out with. Now, John Kari is still out with a hamstring injury. He's still going week to week with that, which means Tonga Kilo, big 49, will be playing quarterback once more. Obviously a bigger dude rather than an actual quarterback. A lot of people look back to their Sun Bowl footage and remember what they called the Beast package, where they just loaded up the box and just ran it down the throat of the Bayside Ravens. Do you think that might feature in today's game plan?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, but obviously with Coach being on the field and running the ship from first place sort of thing, definitely know there's going to be a big contest tonight between both teams.
You're just seeing the coin toss happen right now. The exchanges, there's plenty of talent on the screen. Look at number 81, Cheyenne James. He's sure to add to the stat sheet today. Ryan Glasson out there, Devontre Parnell in number 3, as well as quarterback Christian Strong for the homeside Rhinos. For the Stingrays, James Taylor as well, calling the coin toss duties. And what do you make of this tradition from the Rhinos now to pull the whole Gridiron gang, suck them right back, walk the team back up with the coin toss?
Oh, for sure, man. A bit of intimidation as well. A bit of gamesmanship, but hey, professional outfits will do professional things as well.
Dig it. We'll see the result of the coin toss. This seems to be one of the longer coin tosses I've ever seen. So, the Stingrays, they won the coin toss. They've elected to defer. And naturally, the Rhinos have opted to take the ball. They'll be running left to right here in the first quarter. Stingrays defending right to left. So we will see this explosive Brisbane Rhino offense first on the field. Jeez, we saw them lighted up against the Bayside Ravens back in week 2. The scorelines since have looked just as similar. They put 66 points on the Vultures last week. I mean, this is a tall order for this Stingrays defense, don't you think, Coach?
No, absolutely, Kenny. I think they've got a big challenge on tonight, but definitely the Stingrays is one of these championship sides as well. So we'll just see how they go tonight and see what they're sort of made of, I guess.
Coach, when you've got a team like the Rhinos who are seemingly versed in playing and passing the ball and running the ball, I mean, look, old school defense dictates you stop the run, force them to pass. But when a team is so strong in throwing the football, do you think the other way around, or do you still try to take away the run first?
Yeah, a lot of times as well, you're going to try and play your own game and try and not let the other offense dictate the game. I guess you've got to stick with what you know best as well. So if it's a passing game you've got to be challenged with, it's definitely a hard thing. But and if you can get a win on that and just shut them down and get them running, then you're sort of playing in your own favour. So it's going to be an interesting night, definitely.
There are 2 superstars on the screen right now, 2 of the imports, Jarvis McClam and number 3, Devontre Parnell, both of them well capable of bringing this kick back to the house. So this kick-off unit for the Stingrays better be careful.
Absolutely. Let's watch this ball fly.
Regular kicker, number 4 in Reese Perkins, is looking for a kicking tee right now. And he's set to kick off. I just got this list before kickoff for the Rhinos. A couple of inactives tonight. Alamin Hassan hasn't been cleared to play. He will be out for another week. Dean Latumahina, the fullback running back of the team, also out with a bit of bone bruising. Joe Rasmussen is probably not returning till next week, and Johnny Nico still away with work. So there are a couple of key names who won't be participating tonight. There it is. This matchup is underway. This kick is edging towards the sideline, will hold right in. You can't get much better than that. They would have loved that to stick at the 1. It rolls into the end zone, though. So good news is for the Stingrays. Didn't have to defend a return there, but here comes that Rhinos offense.
Well kicked into the end zone. Well kicked.
Now, would you rather that be a kick roll into the end zone there, or would you like that to sit at the 1 and back your kickoff unit?
With those two dynamic ball runners, I'd love for it to just go in the end zone to start at the 20.
Exactly right. You know, it's something I've mentioned before, but how much is it an advantage to have a kicker who can consistently put that at the back of the end zone?
Oh, it's just another weapon, you know. It's just your
Makes
offensive
your
defense.
25 yards better, right?
Absolutely.
All right, ball on the 20. Rhinos, Christian Strong, he's got them offside already. He's got a free play. Chiam James slips, though. The coverage there from the youngster and Jaden Paludin. And they will get 5 yards on here, but had the opportunity to take a big chunk of yardage early.
That was dynamic, eh? Cheyenne. Dynamic.
Oh, and this is something we saw against the Ravens. Not afraid to use the hard count. Christian Strong.
Well, that's it. Stingrays just need to be smart.
Ball still on the 20. Sorry, should be on the 25, my apologies. So 1st and 5 after that offside penalty. They try to get him again, doesn't work this time. It's a play-action pass. Pass to Chiam James again, his second target of the drive. He's still wrestling through defenders. He's lost the ball. The Stingrays have recovered on the second offensive play of the game. Chiam James caught, possibly trying to do a bit too much.
Absolutely, Chiam trying to get those extra yards and just, the pursuit to the ball from the Stingrays. Fantastic.
And that was Hatchman who effectively forced and recovered that fumble. Good job to the young defensive back. I mean, what are you telling CJ there on the sideline there? You can't fault a guy from trying hard to get yards, right?
No, absolutely. He's a playmaker, 81. He's out there to get some points. So just pick it up and just go again.
Probably just tell him to maybe wrap up that ball a bit more next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, ball is on the Rhinos 39. Tonga Kilo with his first drive. He will fake to the running back, will take it himself. He takes his first carry of the day. It's good for about 5-6 yards.
Almost looked like it was a bad call. Looked like it was a bit of a broken play on that.
Yeah, it's improvised, didn't he? Unfortunately, athletes in the backfield, sometimes they make up for a few of those mental errors.
Exactly, Kenny.
And the ball's now on the 35. Here we go. It's a first carry for Gardner. Gardner, that speed of the Rhinos defense on display. He didn't get a whole lot of room to move there, and they take him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow. They're running downhill on that defensive side there, getting to that ball. Great pursuit.
I think that might have been number 91 on the pursuit there for him, but I don't have a 91, so maybe it was actually, don't tell me that was Chiam James on pursuit.
Well, they're definitely expecting the pass, you know, they're sitting in the 3-4 defense for it.
And here's an interesting fact. Sebastian Gorton, who's making his return to the Rhinos, usually a tight end, playing on defense. Here he is at outside linebacker. Tonga Kilo, aim over the middle. It's caught by Hataya. Hataya has got it for a first down. Well, if we thought that this was going to be a one-dimensional quarterback in Tonga Kilo, think again. Hobby, my apologies, not Hataya. Number 84. So, first down on a little route up the middle there.
Yeah, maybe the Stingrays are fighting fire with fire.
First down. Kilo signals that he's ready. Fakes left, goes right. It's another keeper. He's going to go one-on-one with the corners. He's breaking tackles and takes this ball inside the 10. This Stingrays unit's fired up and very dialed in on this first drive.
It's not fair when 49 is actually a fullback as well, and he's got the talent to get there, you know.
Well, he's a collegiate level tight end, so. How about the agility there for number 68, the lineman, Jesse Sharp, getting out there and setting the edge. Tonga this time to the left side. He's met earlier. The ball's loose again. Tonga recovers.
Great defense pressure up the middle.
Oh, no, Andrew Davidson coming through and knocking that ball free.
He's got some good penetration through from there.
Just getting to the outside there, and well, after such a fiery start, you'd hate to think this be the stalling of an offense for the Stingrays. Gardner back in a tailback. Four wide receivers split evenly across the field. Tonga looking long. I think that he had him one-on-one and it goes incomplete.
Unlucky.
The Rhinos, Cheyenne James on the coverage. Playing both sides of the ball. He wanted Dylan Napier one-on-one. Got him one-on-one, but the jump ball was one from CJ. Do you like the aggressive play from the Stingrays?
Yeah, absolutely. Fighting fire with fire sort of thing, you know. If it's not a run, it's definitely a deep pass. So, they're mixing it up, making the Rhinos work for the game.
Well, they've got 3rd and goal here. The ball's on the 22. They've got 22 yards here on this 3rd down conversion to the end zone. Tonga will pass again. He'll change his mind. Goes up the middle. He'll take a carry here now. Let's see if they send out the field goal unit or if they just keep Tonga out there. And I'm hearing kick. Perkins is coming out, so it looks like they'll go for a field goal attempt here. And Reese Perkins, a noted kicker, kicked at the state level. This will be a 22-yard field goal. Oh, sorry, a 19-yard field goal. Ball is up. And down the middle, the first points of the game belong to the Gold Coast Stingrays. They're up 3-0 here. 4 minutes into the first quarter.
It looks like they're playing for winning tonight there, Kenny. I actually thought they had a bit of momentum to get into the end zone, but obviously they're taking the points on offer.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, you looked at the Ravens. Ravens kicked a pair of field goals against the Rhinos. And maybe in a game like this where it's not raining, but it's certainly wet and slippery out there, field goals might be enough to make them competitive.
No, for sure. Take the points on offer where you got them.
So, but we'll see how this story envelops. Will that be enough to keep up with this explosive Rhino offense?
Yeah, well, that's it. After Cheyenne's little fumble in the first series, hopefully we can come back from there and we'll see them light it up.
Well, both sides have fumbled so far. Stingrays were lucky enough, and we're getting a and we're seeing the uniform rules come into play here in Gridiron, Queensland. McLean's been told to cover up his back plate before they go underway. Won't cost them a timeout though. Perkins, a strategic kick here. Not making an easy one to return. McClam's got it on one bounce though. McClam's got space up the middle. McClam, he cuts it back inside now. Meets Stevens and Perkins, their kicker, will take him down, but not before he gets it back inside Stingray territory.
Great return. Great return. He's got speed to burn, hasn't he?
Yes, he does. McClam, who both of these, Parnell, McClam, both of these guys can play multiple positions. You'll see them playing offense, you'll see them playing defense. I was told in pregame that Jarvis can actually play quarterback as well if necessary. How about that? You managed to get Strong out of the game and you have to defend McClam.
Exactly.
Strong, though, he is the man in question. Here they are by their famous 3-by-1 formation. Play action pass. Intended to Hansen over the top. Misses his target, though. Polluted on the coverage. That pass is incomplete.
No, we know we're going to push for points here. They are spreading the field, so they're definitely going for the points in this game. It's going to be a high-scoring game, fingers crossed.
We'll see if the weather permits. They're lucky enough the rain has gone away. It did come down pretty heavy during the halfway point of yours.
Oh, for sure, yeah. A little bit of lightning as well.
Yeah, we're worried that we're going to all be in for a quiet day. Strong again. 3-by-1 formation continues. This time it'll be a rollout pass, looking for the flat. He's got McClam. McClam's looking for the...
nice block.
A big block that gets McClam forward for a first down. He looked for space. He found it.
A great block from the edge.
Let's see if we can see it. It'll be on replay here. Just. Oh. Sometimes it's not fun being a DB, is it?
No, definitely not. Not when you get hit like that.
Once again, another quick huddle here for the Rhinos. Same formation. Stingrays give themselves a little bit of width now. Quick pass. They hit Hansen. Hansen breaks out of the tackle of James Taylor and is still rolling forward. Last year's Colt Rookie of the Year takes it forward for a first down on his first reception of the day. Yeah, it looks like James Taylor, yeah. He's playing on the defensive side of the ball. I've only ever seen him play running back.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously, they're targeting something, and they've seen something in some previous game tape. So, yeah, be interesting to see how he goes.
Let's see how he goes on the other side. This time, open side, 3 receivers. Will they go the bubble? They'll go down, back of the end zone. And the pass is too long. It was intended to number 12.
Yeah, time for days to throw that ball.
Yeah, well, there's the man I was talking about, Hokianga Tanawa, who's making his first game for the Rhinos this week, finally back from injury. He's a deadly one. He was on the Sun Devils AGL team, just passed, and every coach I spoke to had something good to say about the kid. So
that's excellent. That's good to hear.
transferring from the Cougars. Let's see what he has to offer. And it's another play-action pass. Strong's flushed out of the pocket. He throws for James once again. Can't get the pass down. Another incompletion. Right now, the Stingrays, they're at least slowing down this offense.
Yeah, they're sort of holding their own a little bit, aren't they? You know, it's just maybe just 1 or 2 steps away from making a connection for the Rhinos.
Well, he hasn't been able to comfortably make a throw, and when he has, Strong I'm talking about, he's delivered. So right now it looks like they're just going to continue making him move outside the pocket.
A little bit of indecision at the moment by the looks of it.
No, they need a new ball, actually. They're trying to get the ball back in there. I think that might continue throughout the day with quarterbacks wanting as dry a ball as possible.
No. Well, like you said earlier, thank goodness the rain's held off, and the guys can get a really good game in here.
Strong. 3 receivers to the right. Cheyenne James near side. Will he look for him? He's going for deep again. It's McClam. Almost with a freakish one-hand grab. Can't quite get it done. Another incomplete pass.
Well, that's what you want to see from a star receiver like him, laying out for the ball. Definitely want to see that.
Oh, that would have been on the highlight reel. That was on 3rd down, though. They failed there. Let's see if they bring out the kicking unit. I don't see that happening. No, they will go for it on 4th down here. Strong's not moving. How huge for this will it be for the Stingrays if they can hold a goal line stand here?
Exactly.
Keep in mind, they can get a first down here without a touchdown. They send the rush. Strong evades the pressure, looking for McClam again. Once again, the pass is too long. Strong having a little trouble putting a bit too much mustard on these throws.
They're trying to take that same shot 3 consecutive times, so their intentions are to try and score.
Well, I think let's see how Strong handles a bit of pressure here. Reese Perkins, who's one of the best talkers in the game, was giving him a bit of chat after he missed that pass.
I'm sure he is.
Strong was trying to give it right back. He's a little bit frustrated, something he really hasn't had to deal with as of late. So,
but the fact that they actually took a shot in the end zone shows that they're willing to play. They're not trying to settle for 3 points. So,
I think so. Well, they are number 1 for a reason.
Exactly.
Well, the Stingrays here, they've got a long way to go. The ball is currently on their own 16. 17, in fact. If they can drive a huge time-consuming drive here, that'll be huge. Gardner with a carry. Gardner with a huge carry. Picks up a first down.
Great run. Nice blocking on that O-line.
Now, I've got to add to my research notes to try to ask about this new kid Gardner. I saw him for the first time last week, and he did a pretty good job against the Thunder. He's looking the goods.
Yeah, well, they're giving them the ball, they're feeding them the ball, so they can only do but try.
All right, ball now on the 30. First down. This one, it's a new carrier, and it's a good tackle, but it's also a productive run. Upward of 5 yards, matter of fact, call that about a 7-yard run.
High school friend from high school
There we go. I'm hearing that he is a recruit of Lance Tongakilo, a high school friend of Lance Tongakilo. He's recruited some of his friends from the back in the day.
Well, that's it. If you know them, you grab them.
And if I remember correctly, I think he must be an athlete because I think Tongakilo went to Keeper Park, which obviously is a very famous rugby league high school. And this time he'll quarterback keep it. Maybe he should have given it off here because the Rhinos all over that play. Joe Tormavave stopping Tongakilo there.
Nice run stop on that play. Nice run stop.
James Cowlishaw over the top as well. This will bring up third down now, though. Yet to go to the air on this drive. They've proven that they can.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're just trying to control the tempo a bit of the game. They can see what the Rhinos have been trying to do now. And I think just trying to dictate the pace, suit their needs.
Tongakilo will go for a pass. He'll try to hit someone in the flat. He's got Hobby. Hobby has got it on the little bubble screen there, and they pick up a first down. That's 2 first-round drives, and we're looking at about 6 plays. This is not only moving the chains, but taking up a little bit of clock.
Absolutely. They must have been listening to your commentary there, Kenny. You hadn't seen it pass, and then they obliged with one. So, but great read.
Well, I was speaking to Coach Bolton in the pre-game interview, and he said, well, look, their best weapon very well could be Mr. Christian Strong, so we've got to keep him off the field as long as we can.
No, well, that's it, eh?
And Gardner again, rumbling again for another productive run. I think they've got a bit of an answer here, a bit of a formula going.
Yeah, number 6 there, Jesse Sharp, some great blocking on that offensive line. So just opening up a lot of holes there.
Well, that's still, I would argue that out of all the returning team, their offensive line could be the key here to get them going. They still boast one of the most experienced, one of the biggest, and one of the strongest offensive linemen in the league. They might have to lean on the big boys.
Exactly. Yeah, lean on them, grind on them.
And, well, almost a smaller gain there as Gardner only takes it for a couple of yards, maybe gets it back to the line of scrimmage, actually.
Yes.
So it's 3rd and short.
Yeah, Samuel Johnson, I think this is playing free safety, or is he playing a little bit more linebacker, I'd say. But come up with a great tackle in the backfield.
Not afraid. Key notable player missing from the Rhinos is actually Ernie Moore, the middle linebacker, who's a healthy player today. He's on the field, but for lack of practice participation has lost his starting spot. Tongakilo with a deep throw. Almost to Napier, and on the coverage there is number 27 for the Rhinos. That is Emmanuel Kappa, and a flag's been thrown here on the commentary sideline. Let's see if they've taken exception to how Napier played that, but it didn't seem like it was an issue to me.
Oh, offsides.
Offside. I didn't get which number, but offside against the Rhinos, and guess what that means? Another 3rd down conversion. And there it is, the fast. You saw the number 58, Job.
Stingray's got a bit of a lucky break with that one.
This drive can't be going much better for him. First down now after that penalty. James Taylor back on the field. James Taylor meets a whole bunch of Rhinos, though. They're starting to really play the run.
It's number 57, Andrew Davidson, with a fantastic tackle in the middle field there.
Yeah, well, that's the second time he's gotten off field. We saw him first to fumble earlier in the quarter.
Yep. So he's in a whale of a game already. It's only first quarter.
Second down. Just a tick over 10. And they'll run speed option. No, there won't. It'll be a quarterback lead. And I can hear the contact from here. Sebastian Gorton laying a lick on Tongakilo. Tongakilo makes us a little more of a manageable 3rd down, though. Still a long one, though. You're looking about 3rd and 8.
Absolutely. When they're starting to pull their tackles, number 71 getting into the outfield, Jackson Bro, he's sort of leading the way. But I guess the Rhinos defense is actually definitely reading it. So they're wise to it.
These long, sustained drives, how much harder do they get as you get closer to the end zone?
When you shorten up the field, the offense, you start getting controlled a little bit with the play calling.
We'll come back to that. Tongakilo now will pump fake, throw long. He's got... Oh! He was looking for a Parnell, almost stole that. He was trying to get it to number 86, Riku Hataya. But Parnell almost like a thief in the night. stole it away.
Oh. No, definitely when the fields are a lot shorter, it's just your play calling gets limited because obviously the defence is in as far as further down the field as they should be. So yeah, your play calling does become limited. But with the great running game the Stingrays got at the moment, they can dictate what they want, I guess.
Well, 4th down, no thought of a field goal this time. They're going to go for it. Tonga Kilo looking left now. He's looking for Hataya again. He had him. It actually hit Hataya in the breastplate, but it falls incomplete, and that'll be a turnover and downs. The Rhinos will be presented with an opportunity.
Great stop
Hataya will
from the
take the
Rhinos.
lead, don't you think?
Yep, absolutely. Great stop by the Rhinos. Just hung in there. Nice deep coverage on the ball. They knew what the Gold Coast Stingrays were going to do, so they just sort of read it and defended it. So great defence.
I'd almost say they're a bit lucky there on that, though. I mean, that pass sailed over the DB's head.
No, for sure. But I think the Stingrays got a bit of a helping hand with that offside earlier on, you know. So, yeah, definitely got help from that penalty.
All right, so Parnell is coming off for a quick look in the injury tent. He's seeing the trainer now as Christian Strong is back. Let's see if he tries to pick on his chat partner as he goes long first play to McClam. McClam's got it in stride, breaks that tackle of Thiers, and with one play, the Brisbane Rhinos take the lead here at Franklin Oval.
And just like that, the momentum switched. Just like that. Great throw, great catch. Well, superstar in the making.
Maybe the rule there is don't try to smack talk Strong because he'll come back next drive.
Big
Wow.
throw. Big throw.
Yeah, well, he's been a bit shaky on that first drive there. He missed the first couple throws. This time doesn't overthrow it in the slightest. Strong, 2-point conversion. Oh, that's got to be a PI. They hit him quite early there. McClam gets up very quickly, clapping the offender on the plate. Let's see if we get a shot of it here. And it was James Taylor there, the running back turned linebacker.
He's getting a bit nervous, I guess.
Well, I guess when you've got that much speed to match up with, it's it's hard not to take a shot. Oof. Well, he didn't miss.
No, definitely didn't. He knows he's there now.
He got his money worth of that.
Yeah, I think Stingrays might be a little bit shell-shocked from that deep pass, you know?
Well, I mean, no disrespect to the Stingrays defense here. I think it was not a matter of if, but when Christian Strong was going to land a big bomb like that. 2-point conversion here. They got a little closer to the end zone, and they'll just try to run this in with the first running play of the game. I'm waiting for a signal. No, they missed out. That was number 44, Tim Carlton's first carry of the game, and he stopped just short. They were only a yard out. Another big stand by the defense.
Yeah, absolutely, Kenny. Yeah, they didn't stop. They kept coming forward, so that's all you can ask of the guys.
So the score 6-3 here towards the back end of the first quarter. The Rhinos with a short play. Well, the Stingrays, they were just on the field 2 plays ago, and they're going to have to come back and continue driving once more.
Yeah, and I think it's just unlucky too with the Stingrays. You know, they were having great momentum when they were coming up the field earlier, and just one or two plays just didn't go their way, and now they're finding that they're behind in the game now.
Well, Christian Strong, he's fired up. Look at him. He's going up and down this sideline, talking to each one of his offensive skill positions, trying to keep everyone. He's still coaching. So he's ready to go to launch another. But the Stingrays, well, they're hoping they can just get another drive. It's similar to the last one, but looking to finish it off.
Absolutely. Well, we've got threats on the Rhinos team. Definitely there's threats in the backfield for the Stingrays tonight as well.
Back to return is Perkins and number 14, which is Marley Blair. Once upon a time, they boasted a player named Kevin Walsh, who was a threat to take it back no matter how he got his hands on the football. And no Eddie Cockwa tonight. They're going to go for a mid-range kickoff. This is going to be an awkward one. And matter of fact, it will be out on the full. So let's see if the Stingrays opt to take a re-kick or if they'll just take the yardage. They're sending their offense on. They'll happily just take the yardage from that penalty.
Well, that's it. Let's see what they come up with now. Right? They've done the running. They've done the passing. Let's see what the QB can come up with now, eh? It's a bit of a gut check time for them. They had a bit of momentum before the Rhinos scored, so it'd be interesting now what they go now.
Well, we talked about the Rhinos inactives earlier in the drive. Stingrays inactive tonight, obviously Damien Malloy. And just getting the official call from the penalty here, saying that it was out of bounds. Damien Malloy tried to come back last week when he was on 100%. This week, taking the game off, but he is putting on the coach's hat and the clipboard. He is actually offensive play calling today, taking a little bit of pressure off the usual offensive coordinator and now quarterback Lance Tonga-Kilo.
Oh, it's perfect. Any help from experienced players like that definitely helps your team on the field,
Well, if he was injured last week, it was hard to tell. The way he was coming off the edge, unbelievable. Bobbled snap here. Not an ideal start for the Stingray. Tonga-Kilo had to reach around his ankles. Recovers his second fumble, or second offensive fumble today.
Bit of misunderstanding between centre and the QB. I'm sure they'll rectify that in the huddle.
Playing centre, I imagine, is Dale Stanley. Interesting, neither centres have the old towel on the back hip there. They're both chancing their hand here, hoping the ball can stay dry enough. Tonga-Kilo, he'll give it to Gardner. Gardner can't get a whole lot going, picks up maybe 2 yards on that play. That'll bring up a long third down conversion.
No, they're definitely trying to mix it up, but the defense on the Rhinos are staying strong. They're moving around. They're giving them different looks as well. So they're just staying solid on the front four, and they're just trying to control that line of scrimmage.
Third down now. 3 wide receivers. They'll stick a tight end in there as well. No, check that. Make that 4 wide receivers spread evenly across the field. Tonga-Kilo's looking left now. He's looking to his right for Napier again. And that matchup, Napier and Cheyenne James, mark another win to CJ on that play.
Well, they had to throw it. They had to give it a shot. They were coming downhill too much for the Rhinos on the defense. So they took a bit of a shot. Didn't come out. So hopefully we'll see them kick it away and try and control.
Well, easy to see that Napier's his favourite deep threat receiver there, but usually Napier's good for a jump ball, but he just might be covered there by CJ, who's, well, they're in a whole lot better in the league, better at a jump ball than Cheyenne James.
Exactly, and look, they're not shy in putting their talent in the right spots on the field, the Rhinos, so yeah, not surprising.
And they're going to punt this away. It's a good one. Look at that ball spiral through the air. It's caught nicely by McClam, though. McClam with a stutter step to set him up. Now he's got to move, taking him to the right-hand sideline. Pure speed will get him the rest of the way. He's got the punter to beat. He does so with a single move. Now he's gone to the right-hand pylon. The Rhinos have their second touchdown of the day. McClam on a 60-yard punt return.
And you caught it a little bit earlier too, Kenny. You caught about the talent that they got and the depth they got there, and they're not shy using their talent.
And actually, he's probably not as generous on the thing. He caught that back on the 13-yard line. That was upward of a 70-yard punt return. Well, sometimes athletes make plays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go. Bit of a trick play.
Oh, look at this swinging gate. How will they play this? They'll run it straight up the middle, and the kicker, now utility quarterback, Jake Price, will take that in for a 2-point conversion.
Well, I hate to say it, but we're only in the first quarter and they're already having fun.
Well, look at Coach Booker there. Look at him. He looks like one of the players the way he's up there jumping high on players. I was speaking, I had a good extensive chat to Coach Booker before the game, and he joked around saying that his players say that he has no personality. His personality is football. And, well, you can see he's certainly in his element right now.
I guess as a coach, you're always a different person, you know? You always got a bit of a different personality. But obviously Coach Booker's done a great job with the Rhinos men's team and obviously with the Rhinos club themselves, you know?
And the good chat to me about it, he believes that how certain cultures need to be sort of changed in the way that we approach things. He's hoping that the team expands again, so we see less of a more of an expansive talent pool, you know, rather than all the talent filtering to the top 2 teams, so top 4 teams, I should say.
No, exactly. Oh, what's going on here?
We see a delay of game, and this could be an interesting one. I don't think this is a delay game of their failure to do it. This is a delay game based on the ball being not acceptable.
I think it's the second time they've changed the ball too as well.
Now, we've got one of our officials up here with us, and he's going to try and get some clarification for us there, but there is a rule about both teams needing to supply 2 balls as well for the referees to use, so there's multiple balls in rotation there. Well, we've got a couple of speculation of what it could be. We're just going to wait for an official answer, but each ball does have the name of the team that supplied it. All right, so the word is that the refs select balls from the 2 camps, and the Rhinos had allegedly given them a ball that they hadn't selected, but they've waved off the flag, and obviously a misunderstanding is the ultimate result of that, and we just got given a bit of a delay in play there.
Yeah, no, definitely an unusual penalty, but common sense has prevailed, and then we're going to get the game underway again.
Hashtag, well, you can never be too what's the word for it? Overcautious with, deflate gate around and stuff like that. And apparently something about the ball the name had been wiped away, so they couldn't tell which ball. Onside kick. Well, they didn't let that change their plans. The Rhinos, we've seen trickery on the kickoff unit before against the Ravens. We see it again, and this time no Eddie Coquart, no dramas.
It looks like the Rhinos are just taking this game by the horns and just trying to dictate the pace.
Well, we saw nice little pun there, Coach, taking the game by the horns.
Thanks very much.
But, maybe the Stingrays needed to do their homework there, because there was a number of onside kick attempts against the Ravens.
Exactly. But definitely the Stingrays are definitely under the pump.
So we're just looking at the conditions here at Franklin Oval, and it's looking quite horror filmish with all the mist and fog coming out. Christian Strong, 1-play drive last drive. This time sails this above Hanson's head. The one flaw in his game so far today is that he just hasn't been able to get that ball down sometimes.
No, exactly. It's like the Stingrays too. Just a little bit off track at the moment. Maybe a step or two, just a little bit too late, So maybe just feeling a little bit of pressure.
4 wide receivers this time, and they've caught him offside. I'm surprised the rest didn't blow that dead. I bet Coach Booker's going to have something to say with that. No, he's just happy with it. Fortunately, Strong is injured on that play. They let that play run, but it is definitely on the defense.
Well, they definitely try to bring pressure on the outside. They've got the outside linebackers down on the line, trying to give that 5-man front. But, when they're spreading the ball, yeah.
On that hard count again. And there it is, number 97. Caught offside, Jackson Walters. Sorry, I might have been calling him Jackson Stevens earlier in the game. 2nd down. Free 5 yards on that play. Strong. Quick pass out to the left. Cheyenne James. He stumbles over. Might have got enough for the 1st down. Let's see where they mark it.
Tackled again by the running back, James Taylor. So he's staying out there. So they obviously find they can help them on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, it looks like it was just short of the 1st down on that play. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard, and that brings us to the end of the 1st quarter. Players will switch sides. The Rhinos, they lead the Stingrays the score of 14 points to 3. And as they get their stuff together, we'll take a quick look at the current standings in the SEQ men's division in Gridiron, Queensland. The Rhinos undefeated so far. The Thunder, before this round, actually jumped to 2nd spot with their 2-2. They obviously hadn't have a loss yet. They had a bye in week 2. Ravens, they had their 1 loss to the Rhinos, and the Stingrays, they're in search of their 2nd win tonight after collecting their 1st win against the Moreton Bay Raptors.
Well, 209 points for the Rhinos. You can tell they're a high-powered offense.
Once upon a time, that would be a full season.
Yeah, exactly. And we're only for week 4.
3rd and less than a yard. Play action pass, 1-on-1 with Diaz. Caught in stride again. That's McClam
What a
beating
throw.
Diaz. for another score. Christian Strong with his second touchdown of the day.
They're having a field day out there today. He's just absolutely just killing his corner on the outside with a fantastic throw. Great hands.
Well, give it to Bailey Diaz. The man is only a Colt playing up in the men's division, so
Wow.
he's got one of the toughest assignments there's ever been in Gridiron Queensland, taking on McLean. And look at it, they're going back to this little swinging gate, A11, whatever you want to call it, formation. Price, though, he's a bit confused about what's going on. He scored last time they ran this. This time, he will. This play will go the other side of the coin. It will be busted, and the score will remain 20 points to 3. That time, the Stingrays winning that little game of mind tricks.
Absolutely, they weren't going to bite on it the second time. So, yeah, just watch the guy with the ball, as they always say.
Those who watch the NFL ever remembers when the Colts tried something similar in the middle of the field and they were mocked quite considerably when it inevitably failed.
Yeah.
Obviously, it can work, though. We saw the Rhinos pull it off earlier in the first quarter.
No, for sure. And obviously, the Rhinos men's team have got a sort of game plan in mind, and they're executing it well.
See the bottom of your screen there, Dean Latumahina doing a bit of filming from the sideline. Injured this week, as I mentioned, with a bit of bone bruising. And be careful here, the Rhinos are in that huddle they like to do pre-kickoff.
Let's see if there's something tricky here now.
Well, it is. They're encouraging a bit of an all-boys week here at the Rhinos, and the left balcony is filled with a bunch of former Rhinos there, and they're certainly giving it to the opposition. Price with the kickoff. Let's see if they go short. They go high. It's probably not super long, and it'll go out of bounds once again. And we've seen a Stingray taken down in that process. No flags. Or is there a flag? Actually, there is a flag thrown on the field. On the near side sideline. You saw it there, thrown by side judge Andrew Stock.
Well, can it be interesting to see how the Stingrays take this ball now? They've been shell-shocked with 2 fantastic touchdowns. So, it's definitely going to see how the Stingrays going to attack it now.
Well, it looks like the flag was, just on the out-of-bounds kick. So, the Stingrays taking the ball where it went out of bounds. You see Coach Booker on your screen there. 4-man front for the Rhinos. They go up the middle with Gardner once more, and the Rhinos, well, they had one drive where they struggled with them. They're slowly and minimizing those rushes as the game goes on.
Well, that's it, Kenny, with Gardner doing some good yards up the middle, getting 3 or 4 on a carry. Well, then there's a few more of those strung together and then an opportunity to throw a ball. Just never know what can happen.
Well, despite that, it was still about just shy of a 4-yard gain on that carry, and many coaches would tell you gaining 4 yards on first down, that's a win.
No, absolutely.
2nd and 6. Dylan Napier, near side wide receiver. Been targeted a good bunch of times now. Tonga Kilo looked left, didn't like what he saw. Now he's rolling out to his right. Uses a stiff arm, trying to get upfield. And will drop the shoulder into Price. And he was taken out just shy of the 40. In my eyes, that should be good enough for a first.
Great call from the QB, just pulling the ball, recognising that he could get to the outside of the field. Made the play, tried to stay in for a little bit of a hit.
Well, he's the type of quarterback who can handle that. First down, so it was a first down run after that. A cautious play earns them a fresh set of downs. 4 wide receivers, 2 by 2. Rhino send a blitz. Gardner's up the middle. Despite the blitz, he still manages to get past the line of scrimmage. Well, almost every first down play from the Stingrays has been a dive by Gardner, and the Rhinos respond by sending a first down blitz.
No, absolutely. They're bringing 4-man front going there well. Just weren't able to hold him out, but he's getting some yardage up the field.
All right, 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 40-yard line. Tonga Kilo, same formation. It'll be a quarterback lead. Gardner will do his best to take out the first blocker. Tonga Kilo will then do his best to get as many yards as possible. He gets maybe about 3 or 4 yards on that play, looking about 3rd and 4.
Well, I guess the Stingrays are playing exactly like the Rhinos will be playing too. And two can stop the pass, you keep running it. So obviously the Stingrays identify they can't stop the run, and they're going to keep riding it until they can stop it, you know.
Well, they'll need to try to do that at least 1, maybe 2 more times, depending how they treat 4th down. Oh, and a false start here from the Stingrays. They had a decent drive going, and the lineman, I think that might have been number 78. Jumped a bit earlier, it was a 57. Charles Va'alepu.
And just when they had momentum as well, that just killed it.
And it's interesting, they go pretty much on a, from what I can tell, almost a bit of a silent snap there, as we see a timeout taken here by the Stingrays, where you can see Tonga Kilo deliberately clap those hands, let the centre know that he's ready for it, and the centre will snap it at his own leisure, it appears.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the new techniques that a lot of teams are using and installing as well, not just with the Stingrays or the Rhinos, but certainly a ploy that's been used league-wide, and some people have developed it a lot more as well, you know, so it's definitely creeping into the competition.
And not disrespect to our own league here, but in a league where you generally don't have to worry too much about crowd noise, like, do you think it's a good idea and it's a thing that most teams will end up moving to?
Yeah, I think eventually the silent count and the clapping is definitely seen in like internationals and things like that as well. But, you know, it's just all timing stuff. It's just all timing between the centre and the QB.
Coming out of this timeout, see the Stingrays with a 3rd and 8. Ball back on the 40.
This is a big down for the Stingrays, just for their own sake, for the momentum of this quarter. Big down.
So not only are we not seeing Ernest Moore in this defense, Mitch Wong also not kitted up this evening. 2 starting linebackers. Not starting tonight. Tonga Kilo looking for a long pass again. Tries to hit a hitch route on that far side sideline to number 86, Riku Hataya. Can't quite connect.
Just couldn't get it out of the hands fast enough, eh?
Yeah, it's not easy as well with that ball probably coming into him a little bit wet. You have that extra half second to readjust.
Well, they got a decision to go. I think they go for it.
Well, they haven't sent the punting unit in. It will be the high school buddies of Tonga Kilo and Gardiner in the backfield. No change in formation. Tonga Kilo looking for the left flat. This will be a heck of a job if they can get it done.
Oh.
It looked like Garrett Kaworo had made it, but he might have stepped out of bounds. It's just a matter of whether he did it before he got the first down.
Yeah, I think the refs are calling that he stepped out of bounds prior to getting down to the first down marker.
Which is a shame because it was one of the more exciting plays there. Well, no.
Oh, they got
He's been given the first, so a huge play there from Kaworo.
Well done, Stingrays. They actually went for it. Well done.
That's twice now that little, almost that bubble flat has turned into a key first down for him.
Yeah.
First set of downs. Ball on the Rhinos 32. Rhinos send blitz, and they get him! Great play call, and that's Gossin Kaniki, or Ntambwe, coming in for the play. Or was it actually number 25? Yes, Gossin Ntambwe. I did speak to him, though. He was known as Kaniki in his junior years, and he said he's happy to go by either name. So whatever name comes out, Ntambwe Kaniki, if it's a big play, we know he's likely to be around.
Oh, absolutely. No one's going to forget his name, are they? No, not with a tackle like that.
He's a real missile to the football, Gossin. We've seen that already this season back in week 2. Tonga Kilo on 2nd and long. Ball comes out of the arm awkwardly. Hits the dirt, intended to Dylan Napier.
Yeah, well, maybe this moisture due on the ball is just affecting their passing game a little bit, because we haven't seen them really go deep in the second quarter.
Not in the second quarter, yeah. We've had seen the 1 or 2 deep throws to Dylan Napier where CJ's been over the top of it. Now we've got 3rd and long. They might have to here, but the other logic, I guess, is you treat it as 2-down territory. You can go half and half.
Yeah, absolutely. Just pick off the gains as much as you can.
Same formation back for the Stingrays. Pump fake from Tonga Kilo. Shakes and bakes, goes over the middle. He's got Hobby. Hobby's got some space. He might have got tackled just before the first down by Ntumbwe. And no, they're marking it a first down. What a play by Tonga Kilo to keep it alive and for Hobby to stay alive there.
And they've just gone 2-minute huddle almost, so they've gone no huddle. Picking up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, well, that play's probably favourable for the Stingrays. They've got it. And Tonga Kilo keeps it here. He's going up the left-hand sideline, picks up 4 yards. A bit of spark in the play for the Stingrays.
Yeah, well, they're trying a few different things. As you see, a few wrinkles in the offense. It's almost like they're still trying to find their feet, but...
Yeah. Well, last time they got close, they unfortunately got out of field goal territory and they ended up to turn over on downs. They did kick a field goal on their first possession. This one's to Gardner. Gardner up the gut again. Gardner taken down and chopped down after about a 6, maybe 7-yard gain.
I was just going to say they haven't seen Gardner for a couple of tries. They're trying to air the ball out, so going back to the well, if you like.
On the play that time, number 2, Ernest Moore is now on the field. Didn't start the game, is kitted up and ready to play though. And I think we just saw a timeout happen to the Stingrays, their second timeout of the game. And Rhinos yet to use one so far, as we hear some fireworks going on somewhere here in West Mitchie. $20.3. 7:50 remaining in the second quarter, thereabouts. So let's say they failed to get the first down here, the Stingrays. Are you opting to kick the field goal here, Coach, personally?
I'd go for it. You've still got about 7.5 minutes in the game. You're down by 17. I think picking off threes at the moment. Yeah, sure, get the scoreboard ticking over, but reality is they need 7 plus, you know. So I'll definitely try and keep the foot on the throat and just try and go for it and get them to work out from their own end zone.
Let's see how it plays out. Once again, same formation. 2 receivers either side of Tonga Kilo. Tries to get him on the hard count here. Now we'll reset. They'll go up the middle. The Rhinos send blitz again. That's Gardner fighting for it. Don't know how much he got on that play. It wasn't enough for a first. It is 4th and inches. Here we go.
Oh, pass or run. Pass or run. They've been doing it all night tonight. Trying to pass to the left outside or try and run up the middle.
Or do they go to the little read option?
Yeah, absolutely.
4th and inches. Ball currently on the 11-yard line. Key play here in the second quarter. Tonga Kilo says he's ready for it. He'll go himself. He'll get chopped down, but he got more than enough for the first down. This drive staying alive for the Stingrays.
Great call from the Gold Coast Stingrays. Back their ability. Back their ability.
Got a big boy playing quarterback.
Absolutely. And when he calls his own number and he does games like that, you've got to back him up, you know.
Inside the 10 now. We've got 1st and goal. Ball on the 8. And a little rugby league pitch there to Gardner. He's trying, bounces off the first defender and then lays a lick on their safety as well, who takes him out about a yard, maybe 2 short of pay dirt.
Going for the big hit doesn't always work sometimes.
Oh, well, running backs can send him right back. That's Kaniki saving a touchdown on that play. And they'll just try to sneak it in. And that is a Stingrays touchdown. They got to the line quickly, no nonsense. Tonga Kilo just uses his big body to get over the line. There's the Stingrays on the board with their first touchdown of this evening.
Great call, like I just said earlier. Calls his own number, backs himself, backs his ability, backs his team. Well done.
Well, sometimes it's a case of KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid.
Absolutely, if they can't stop it.
So, well, a kick here will make it a 10-point game. 10-point, 9-point. I mean, we are kicking field goals more often in the league now. What do you consider here?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to try and even it up a little bit. Look, going down into half-time, just 10 points down would be a great feat, actually, for the Stingrays.
Perkins. Oh, it's a bad snap. Perkins is going to have to improvise. What's he going to do here? He's got Polluted open if he wants to go for it. His ball was tucked under the arm there. Had he somehow had that ball in his throwing arm, he might have been able to launch one to Polluted.
Unfortunate in the ability that he got there, right there, for getting that ball off the ground. Just one of those things, bad snap, bad hold. It's just the weather playing its part in the game as well, I'd say.
So 11 points remains the margin between these two teams, both sitting in the top 4.
Stingrays definitely back in the game. I think that's given them a bit of boost of confidence, because obviously the upper hand has always been with the Rhinos for the majority of this game.
And on top of that, it probably gave that defense a much-needed break.
For sure, for sure.
And it's interesting, with Gardner now taking seemingly the number 1, the HB1 carries, it looks like James Taylor is going to be really more of a linebacker this game. Short kick off this time for the Stingrays, but James Cowlishaw, the veteran and former tight end, recovering the ball and ironically copping a bunch of heat from the Rhinos alumni.
Yeah, it's like always, everyone wants someone to return the ball and get that massive game, but hey, got to play smart.
I think his coach probably appreciates that. The treasure of not only the Rhinos, but Gridiron Queensland with a money play there.
Yeah, sure.
So here come the Rhinos offense back on the field. Christian Strong and his arsenal of wide receivers, 3-by-1 in formation this time around. Carlton goes on a flat, but they're going to set up a screen. The Cheyenne James. And James Taylor has everything to say about it.
It almost looks like he outran his coverage there, his blockers. So,
well, James Taylor sniffed it out and shut it down. And look at all these players pretty much in a rush off the edge. And another pass to James. James gets it underneath and tackled immediately by James again. We've got some James on James action over there on that near side sideline. James Taylor over the top was Polluted.
Well, the Stingrays actually showing a bit of respect to the abilities of the Rhinos on the outside, because they've given a really big cushion on the outside.
Third down now. Third down conversion attempt. They've got him offside. They'll blow this dead and take the penalty. This hard count from the Rhinos, and look at Strong, he's feeling it. Well, both teams are cashing in on cheap yardage right now with a hard count.
Yeah, it looks like they're throwing each other out of the kilter. But definitely the DBs and the corners from the Stingrays are giving a lot of yardage up for the Rhinos. So I guess they're just worried about the deep ball threat.
Well, you got to defend what's hurting you, even if that means giving up something else.
They're giving up a good 10 yards, the old corners.
Carlton is number 44 in behind Strong. 3 wide receivers all out to the open side of the field. Carlton play action. Strong's going deep again, this time for Hansen. Hansen over the shoulder. They call it incomplete, and that's over Thiers again. And we're seeing a pass interference here, looking like it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. From our angle, I thought it might have been okay, but definitely Dave Hodkinson's in a much better position than we are.
Yeah, unlucky. It just looks like it's a mismatch in terms of speed and pace.
Well, he's forced him to flip his hips all the way around there, and that's probably it right there. Yep, good call. Good call by the officials. That'll be an automatic first down after that PI call. First and 10, now Rhinos. They flip the formation, receivers back to the open side of the field. Strong looking to the sideline, finds Hansen. Hansen puts a move on the near side sideline, breaks another tackle, gets it inside the 5. See the good. And we're seeing the cameraman and the side judge getting in each other's way there.
I'm just surprised they're not being thrown to McLean for some reason in the last of this drive. There'd definitely be a weapon to be using.
Well, they've got that many weapons, I suppose. This time it's a deep drop over the middle. They're looking for James. Pass falls incomplete. Theo's on the coverage.
You see the defense here. I think there's about 4 covering him.
Good job there from Theo's, who's had a tough night so far. Let's see if they try to go back to the run game here. Carlton's only had the 1 carry so far on a 2-point conversion. Still be another pass. They're looking to the left. They'll pass to Carlton, though. Carlton's got plenty of space, but shut down from Taylor. Bit of a physical mismatch, that one.
No, exactly. But a great call play. Trying to get the quick guys to the outside of the field. Make them play on the one-on-one.
Well, brave play for him. I thought he might have tried to pull the acrobatics and try to stretch that ball out over the pylon.
Would have been great for television.
It would have been, especially at that angle. 3rd and goal. About a yard and a half out. Strong. They'll play action pass. He pulls it down. Finds Hansen. Hansen looking for a touchdown. He's got it. Touchdown Rhinos, but flags are on the dirt.
Might have been a block in the back.
Yeah, I think we just saw that right
McLean
there.
might have just got that one. Might have got pinged for it.
And you see it right there on polluted McLean. And there it is, blocking back against the Rhinos. That'll cost them not only the touchdown, but another 10 yards as well. Third down and goal, but the ball is on the 13-yard line. Strong. Back to pass. Looking for the middle for Hansen again. It's tipped up in the air and caught by a Rhino for a touchdown. Brisbane in for a score. Tip drill.
Well, sometimes the luck comes your way, you know. Sometimes the luck comes your way. Great awareness where the ball was.
And a good heads-up play. I can't actually. That is Tanawa. Probably not the way he thought he would score his first touchdown in red, but he'll take it.
We noticed that McLean did an underside route and he actually drew 2 defenders.
Well, when a man's making plays like he is, you get it. But a good heads-up play there from Hokianga Tanawa to keep his eyes open and be ready to stay in bounds.
Yeah, especially when the ball goes that fast and that quick in the sort of the failing light we've got here.
Let's take another look at this little toe tap he does. So there's the tip out of Hansen's hands, and a little one-handed grab secures it, and no dramas there.
That's a great catch.
Knees, toes, elbows, no dramas with that one. So 26 points to 9. The Rhinos currently lead the Stingrays. 2 point to come.
Are we going to see a trick play here, Kenny?
Well,
They've done it in the last 2 drives.
they have, but it doesn't seem like anyone's willing to spread out right now. I think they're just telling one of the skippers, Reese Perkins, trying to argue a point here. Well, he doesn't have the vision we do. We saw that there was no dramas with that one. And there's the official signal. 26 points, plays 9.
And here we go traditional 2-point conversion.
Well, let's see. Let's see if they go back on that. Maybe we'll have a double reverse pass or something. A Philly play, a Brizzy play. Strong, looking left flat. Throw over the middle, and big Mark McIntyre gets his meaty paw up there and says no.
Well, the Stingrays pull one back, so they're still in the hunt.
And Mark McIntyre, he's impressed me. I saw him last week. I've always known him as a guard, an interior offensive lineman. He's come back to try and help this side, particularly after what we saw in week 1. And he's ended up playing just as much defensive line, which, as I said, I've never seen him play as offense, and he's been doing a remarkable job at it.
Oh, it's fantastic that someone can actually come back with the experience he's got, and add value to the team where he can. So, great experience.
So, the Rhinos, I think if you're the front line, you've always just got to have your eyes open because they pull this little huddle before kickoff. Sometimes it's nothing. Other times it's because they've called something funky. 3 minutes 02 left on the clock. 2-minute warning upcoming. As Price gets us back underway with another short kick. And the Stingrays, they're on top of it, but I thought we might have seen a little bit of a scrum there, and who knows what happens at the bottom of those.
Yeah, I think the Stingrays were wise to the fact that they've been doing a lot of different stuff on kickoff, and they're definitely wise to that play. I guess the biggest call now is what are they going to do? Shut up shop and go to half-time, or would you think they'll just throw a few bombs in the end zone and see what happens?
Well, I think the worry is that the Rhinos proven they can score without any time at all. So I think you've got to just play the clock here and ideally score as you go into the half. Here goes Gardner. Gardner with a good stiff arm, has to use another, and there's too many troops there as a flag comes flying in late from the back judge.
Good strong run from Gardner. Good strong run.
Did as much as he could with the little he had to work with. Taking him down there is Gordon. Who again is someone we're talking about, people playing out of position. We alluded to it earlier. A man playing in the defensive side of the ball for the first time in his career.
No, exactly. Oh.
And it was a face mask on number 90, James Calishaw, apparently. So that's going to give them 15 yards. So let's see if we can spot it here. Calishaw seemed a bit confused. He didn't believe that was the case at all. And I think that's why, because he doesn't make any contact with the face mask.
Yeah, well, the camera doesn't lie, does it, Kenny?
Yeah, well, the referees, they're calling it in the action as they see it. They don't get the ability of replay like we do. And that came flying from the back judge as well, which is so far away from the player.
Yeah, which is boggling.
Some more space found from Gardner. This defensive front seeming a little more stauncher now as we close out the first half. Gardner was ripping out 8-yard gains for a period somewhere in the first.
Looks like they're just waiting for that 2-minute warning just to get a bit of a break.
There it is, 2-minute warning.
Bit of composure.
2 minutes left here in the first quarter. James Calishaw with that last tackle. James Calishaw, a new dad this season.
Oh, well, congrats.
Joining Damien Malloy was a dad for the second time earlier in the season. So will they send the blitz again? They will. And they'll try to hit Gardner in the flat. It's too high for him though. And that falls incomplete. They'll have a third down situation now.
Yeah, it looks like the bag of tricks is sort of dried up a little bit for the Stingrays. That's the first time they've thrown the little bubble.
Yeah, well, that's the first time they've thrown it to the running back, haven't they?
Yeah. We haven't had any passes deep as well, which is unusual.
But I mean, I don't mind that as the Stingrays. They know that the Rhinos are going to blitz them on first down. They try to take advantage of it there, but execution not quite up there. And despite the clock being stopped, the Stingrays will want to take a timeout here to have the extra time to talk about it. And that was their final timeout of the first half.
Well, that's it. They're in a position now to maybe get a score just before half time, get back in the scoreboard, and try and lessen that deficit before going into the half. So it'll be interesting what they call here.
Well, if they can get the ball to roundabouts the 15, the Rhinos 15-yard line, that probably puts them in range for another Reese Perkins field goal if they want to just try to take some points going into the half. Of course, they'll probably want to suck off at least a minute on the next two players, but whether the Rhinos, who are equipped with 3 timeouts, allow them to do that is another story. Third down, 7 yards to go. The Rhinos lead 26-9. Ball on the 23 as we come out of a timeout here for the Stingrays. Third and final.
It looks like the Rhinos are definitely trying to defend the pass. They're a bit weary.
Gonzalo Luga is now on for some reps, matched up with Napier. Looks like Cheyenne James is on the sideline. No, I thought he might have been a safety. No, that's Parnell. Down counter's just getting changed. He realized he needs to change it one more time. It's third. He needs to change it one more time. Clearly a newbie in on the down counter job today. He gets a clap from the Rhinos sideline once he finally gets it sorted. There'll be a pass here from Tony Kilo looking downfield. Finds absolutely nobody. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, there's definitely been a reluctance to throw to over to 81, Cheyenne James.
Had a pass deflection there to number 80, who got all the way across field to make a play on that one. So 89. Jake Price. Well, 4th down, not entertaining the idea of a field goal. They're going to go for it here. Well, let's see if they go end zone or first down. Shoulder shake from Tongi Kilo. Well, who's that? Gardner. It does count as a pass there. He hasn't got enough for a first down. I thought that might have been a lineman, and I thought the play might have been blown dead, but it was actually Gardner in pass protection who got the bobble there. Well, the question is whether that be a fumble or a forward pass there. It would only be for stats purposes, but...
Well, Andrew Davidson really got field and really got in the face of the QB there, but fortune favours the brave there, and the Stingrays got a lucky one.
Oh, wow, actually. Oh, for a moment I thought they saw you suggesting the Stingrays got a first down there, but not enough. That's Kaniki there showing the camera a bit of love. And now with a minute 38 on the clock, we'll see if Strong in this Rhinos offense can drive the field to add a few more points on the board. Strong drops back, looking deep. Looks like there was a miscommunication between receiver and quarterback there. That pass was way off target. Yeah, and their main 2 targets are set to the left-hand side of the field, so a little bit unusual. They got dual threats, both sides, and they were playing on the left there. And that was that pass was intended to the touchdown scorer earlier in Okianga Tanawa. Christian Strong looking like he wanted him to break that off to a comeback. Now Tanawa moves into the slot. James and McClam on the short side of the field. Deep drop here from Strong. He'll throw short to McClam. McClam trying to break a tackle, but James Taylor, who's been an absolute beast on defense, takes him down by the jersey. Got him on a nice little crossing route. The number 1 target. 3rd down now. This will be huge for the Stingrays if they can stop him here. It'll actually leave them a little bit of time to play with. Yeah, exactly. And under a rush, he's looking for James. The pass sails over the head of the DB and number 3, who must be a Colt playing up. Actually, don't have him on the team sheet. But James can't bring the pass in. Falls incomplete and stops the clock. One of the hardest throws to throw for QB to the outside. And just come off the hands. 4th down. And, well, forget about punting. They're still going for it. No love for punters in this game. Strong, looking for James. No one near him. He's got it. Got the first down. Gets out of bounds. Polluted, running James out of bounds. Looking like they're just trying to get him into the game, because they've gone to him a few times.
without success, and pick up 4 or 5 yards is still a great gain.
Trying to find my... First down. Strong. 4 wide receivers, other side. Looking almost picked off. Oh, and it's actually caught. Jeez. Then guess who again? Hokianga Tanawa with another tip drill.
Unlucky Stingrays.
And I was about to say, young number 3, who I'll get his name at halftime here. Not on my team list, but he's playing a heck of a lot of downs. Christian Strong, he's talking to the head coach. They work on a signal system. They're Strong, and the offense looks over to Coach Booker, or the offensive coordinator, and Timmy Reynolds for a play. Second down and short. He's going long though. Is that Hansen underneath it? He had it and lost it. Incomplete pass. Diaz on the coverage.
Well, that's it. The Rhinos only second and second, so even 43 seconds on the clock with 3 timeouts, we've still got enough time to get down the field.
Second and short. Oh, sorry, third and short now. And they were trying to burn Diaz down that right-hand side. Speaking about burning, I can smell this sausage sizzle going again. I've already had 2, but it smells so good I might go back for a third. McClam in motion. Haven't seen this today. Will they throw to him short? No, they'll go over the middle for James. James open over the middle with space to run. He almost breaks the tackle, but it is taken down by Paludin over the middle of the field. And I think the Rhinos might have taken a timeout there. And they will set up just outside of the 20.
It looks like Coach Booker wants to throw in a good play there to try and get some points on the board with only 36 seconds gone in the half. So, yeah. Something tricky maybe, Kenny?
Possibly, but with the way their offense is going, they don't really need to rely on trick plays, do they?
No, for sure.
Yeah. Usually use trick plays to sort of fire up a lackluster offense or whatnot, but their offense is exciting enough without trick plays.
No, well, that's it. Going into this game, 209 for the season.
Led, by, of course, by quarterback Christian Strong, coming out of Seton University, the Griffins.
Oh.
And Div 2 college over there in the States. Said he was happy to come. Could have gone to Germany this offseason, but chose to go to play down in Australia because of the appreciation he has for Coach Booker's offense. He says it's a legit system. That's the sort of tape I want to get.
Perfect.
And a deep drop here from Strong over the middle for McClam. McClam goes flying for it and gets himself a touchdown.
Oh, well done, well done. Brady Hodge, number 77, almost had the QB in the backfield.
Almost gets him there, but Strong stays strong in the pocket. And look at that vertical on display.
Finally got the ball back to McClam.
That Griffin to Griffin connection. So the Stingrays, well, with 6 seconds remaining, they left them 6 seconds too many there. Going for a 2-point conversion, 32-9, the current score. It's going for Cheyenne James, and he's oh my lord, had it and lost it. So the score remains 32 points to 9. And James probably thought about that play a bit too much.
In his defence, he might have been looking in the lights.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Well, 6 seconds remaining here in half number 1. So the Rhinos, well, I was going to say they'll kick it off and they'll give the Stingrays an opportunity to maybe return one, but chances are they'll probably just go for an onside kick and give themselves an opportunity to launch one last bomb.
Yeah, well, absolutely. They can definitely get the ball back, and we've already seen it. They're pretty tricky when they do the kickoffs. So it doesn't, just wouldn't put it past them.
Let's see what they do here. They will go a safe kick, trying to hit between the first and second lines, and it'll be recovered from the Stingrays. That play took about 3 seconds, or apparently 2 seconds. 4 seconds remaining here for the Stingrays to see if they want to lob it up for one final heave.
Well, Stingrays got one shot at it. Enough time to get the ball off and see who can get downfield.
But, I mean, look, they've put Cheyenne James back there. They've put Devontre Parnell back there. I mean, is putting it up putting yourself in danger of having one of those two pick it off and make something happen? I mean, it sounds ridiculous. You never consider it in the NRL, the NFL, or college football, but these guys are game-breaking athletes.
No, exactly. Looks like they're going on the safe option and just take a knee and just run up the clock.
Exactly why they're taking a knee. So that will take us to halftime. The Brisbane Rhinos, the number 1 ranked Brisbane Rhinos, they lead the Stingrays 32 points to 9. Kenny Andres, we've got August. I was going to say Reed for a second. August Martini joining me here. We'll take a short break and we'll be back to talk through the first half very shortly. All right, welcome back here, Frank Lind Oval, West Mitchelton Rugby League Football Club here on the north west side of Brisbane. The rain has... hang on, I've been giving some commentary. Choose to talking. That's McClam. I see McClam. Oh, look at him giving a bit of Fortnite dance moves right there. Oh, there we go. Clearly a man who knows when the camera is on him. Jarvis McClam. But yes, the rain played a few more factors in the games earlier, but we'll get back to that as we take a look at the upcoming games. Actually, we might have to put a hold on that because the Rhinos seem like they're ready to kick off. All right, we thought we might have an extra minute. We'll stick live. Back live here, second half, getting on Drez. August Martini. Second half, mate, as we see this kickoff be fielded by Reese Perkins. And Reese Perkins will take that ball just shy of the 50. Stingrays trailing 32 points to 9. Look, it's the Rhinos, with especially the way their offense are going, as we see a late flag thrown in by the back judge. And he throws it again for emphasis. Hang on, I'll hold about 3 thoughts I've got on back slot at the moment.
I'm not surprised by the short kick from the Rhinos. Their mentality all night's been to be competitive.
Blocking the back against the Stingrays. All right. There you go. So they'll lose 10 yards from the ball position there. So it makes it a little more difficult for them. But yes, trailing 32 points to 9. It's hard to think that a comeback is likely with the way this Rhinos offense are going, but what do the Stingrays need to do?
Look, that's going to play to their strengths, and I think they're still trying to find themselves. Definitely using Gardner as a runner.
Well, Gardner is back with Tonga Kilo. They send Hobby in motion. Hobby now more of a tight end. They're going to run a bit of an option here with Tonga Kilo. Tonga Kilo drops his helmet and gets forward for a good gain. Matter of fact, might have even got a first.
Yeah, I think it's snuck in there, Kenny, to get that. But nice call. Caught his own number again.
And it's a good block on the edge there from Gardner, actually, that gets him across. First down. Kawaro's back on the field in that left slot. And will we give to Gardner? Gardner will keep the legs pumping. And he'll pick up a good 3 yards on the play.
That's it. It's not pretty, but it's effective.
And sometimes football's a thing of beauty. Sometimes it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 2nd and 7. Tom Kilo looks to his left, then signals that he's ready for the snap. It'll be a give to Gardner. Gardner lowers the boom and has probably got enough there for the first down. Well, he's proving his physical worth here, carrying the rock for the Stingrays.
Well, that's it. We mentioned his name a few times tonight, but they seem to keep riding him, you know.
3rd and 1, okay. Knee was down.
I guess the biggest thing for tonight, too, with the Rhinos is that the men's defence can't be complacent.
Yes, absolutely. There's Coach Booker on the sideline, his offense laughing it up. They're ready to go back on here. They want to stop right now. And they will give to Gardner, but this Rhinos defensive line, they penetrate and stop Gardner well behind the line. Well, they send the blitz, and who
Number
gets
21,
in there?
Luke Stockman, coming up.
Making a huge play there defensively. As a linebacker, especially with the way this defensive front is playing, when you hear a blitz get called, you must light up and be ready to make a play.
Big players make big gains.
4th down. John Kilo looking to pass. He wants to hit Napier. The pass is far too high. I think sometimes that's what the difference we see between a proven quarterback and a quarterback who's filling in, who's an athlete but is filling in. Probably needed to step into that and just drive it straight into the receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little bit on this technique part, but the guy's been giving it all and even keeping the ball himself and getting up the field and running. But definitely the momentum shifted and it stayed with the Rhinos.
So, it'll be interesting. I'm seeing Damien Molloy there trying to rally his offense around. Chat, you got to wonder if Molloy can get healthy during the season. Will they end up moving him to quarterback? Molloy-led offense as well. That's a whole nother beast to deal with. Chiam James, inside receiver, but McClam will go in motion. Will they give it to him on the jet sweep? He'll pass! McClam, he is a college quarterback in his own right. He hits Hanson in stride, and the tricks keep coming out of the box for the Rhinos. Oh, that is a huge play. That ball was launched from the 37-yard line.
Again, number 1, McClam, pulling out another trick.
That is, well, McClam, he is actually their backup quarterback. Fun fact, he actually beat out Christian Strong in their first year at college at Seton University. At university, he played quarterback ahead of the current quarterback, Christian Strong. He is more than capable of slinging that rock.
It's almost unfair sometimes with that talent.
And this time they'll throw over. Hanson tries to reach around for that one. Can't quite get it. 2-point conversion fails on that attempt. But how many times? That's the second one-play quick score drive we've seen the Rhinos put together today.
Yeah, and I can't see anything that's going to help the Gold Coast Stingrays at the moment, Kenny. I think they're down a little bit on confidence. Definitely going to be a bit of a challenge the rest of this game.
Well, it's hard for teams coming up. You can do as much homework on the Rhinos as possible. Coach Booker tells me that effectively, because of the wins they've had and the way games have gone, they've still probably run. I think the number he gave me was about 60% of their offense.
Oh, well, that's
maybe, and even that might have been an exaggeration. He could have dropped it around closer to 50. So there's so much more that they've been practicing at training and at practice that they haven't had to use yet. So
yeah, that's a scary thought, isn't it? Really, when you've got that sort of capability in a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Not wrong. That's clearly part of the percentage we haven't seen yet. A clam end around pass. A little kick here that will probably bounce out. A little flag for that.
And again, it almost looks like it's a bit of a ploy to kick short. Maybe they're worried about the return on the kickoffs, but we've seen that about 3 times now.
Well, the other option is that they back that defense to hold him out there, so he's just like, rather not just play the broken play.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. With what they've been seeing now in the start of the second half, it's almost like it's just a replay of the second quarter. There's no resistance.
I think you're right. So, well, 38 points to 9. Just the formalities of the kickoff going out of bounds. You see the near side linebacker there, Stockton, who came up with a big play last time. Hand in the dirt. They've got 5 down linemen. Here goes Tonga Kilo up the middle there, using his big body to push the pile, and he's taken down from linebacker Ernest Moore.
Again, he caught his number the first time too in the last series that they were on the field, so it's not surprising they're going back to that.
You don't want to talk about unfair depth. How about the fact that Ernest Moore, you think when the team starts going through their depth, generally you see lesser and lesser talent coming through. They're seeing Ernest Moore, who can take over a game with his ability in the middle, coming in for second team reps.
It's amazing the talent depth that both teams have got. It's just the execution part of it and putting it together on the field.
And there is not a, I was about to say, there's not a player beyond 10 yards for the Rhinos. Throw over the middle, almost completed to Paludin. Falls in and out of the hands, incomplete.
The QB is definitely not stepping into his passes. So maybe the wet ball, maybe he's carrying a little bit of a nick, maybe a little bit of injury. Definitely they want to talk about it.
You'd imagine so. Well, a timeout taken here from the Stingrays, just as you mentioned, they wanted to talk about it. See the Rhinos also going through their procedures. And Chris, look at there's the Seaton Griffin pair having a bit of fun on the sideline. Both of them with passing touchdowns in today's game.
Yeah, but confidence is an infectious thing as well, and they've got confidence on their side at the moment. Stingrays are just trying to figure out how they can sort of build momentum into this.
Well, they've got plenty of family watching back in the States or Canada as well. So they're probably loving the close-ups on some of the import guys here in GQ. Third down now. We're going to 3rd and 4. Coming out of this timeout. Rhinos showing blitz, sending blitz. And Tom Kilo does his best to get it out there. Unfortunately, they tried to hit a bit of a screen there. The linemen were downfield, but the running back was not.
No, the defense has just definitely ripped that play apart.
Well, they tried there. That was Garrett Kawaro in the backfield. I don't know if it was intended for him, but he is a bit of a receiving back. Played slot receiver at the state level. And now we've got 4th down.
Again, definitely no deep threats, unfortunately, on the Stingrays half. So whether they're finding that they just don't have the ability to get the ball downfield.
Well, they will take the punt here, the Stingrays. Walter's back. Set to try and pin this in the corner. And he's going with a lot of height, not a whole lot of depth though. That's going to bounce short, and it will be almost returned from Parnell. There's that dangerous period on special teams where everyone calls poison, and they forget that the receiving team can still return the ball.
yeah, and everyone gets caught ball watching.
So that return will eventually bring them back to the 37-yard line, perhaps. Well, last time we saw this offense, we only saw it for a play.
Yes, it's definitely high-powered offense, and timing's great between the 3 other players.
The ball is currently on the 37. They're going to go long again. This one is to Taniwa. Unfortunately, his toes just over that sideline. Camera going the way of that one, but would have been a nice catch if he could bring it in. Second down and 10. Stingrays only bring in 4. They still get to the quarterback, but not before he gets it to James. James in the open field. No one's going to catch him. James for another long-range touchdown.
And they're just blowing the coverage on him.
53 yards on the play.
Yeah, just found ball watching, unfortunately, Kenny.
Well, he was the vertical route there. They force everyone to go deep and beat Hatchman. Let's see what they've got here for the 2-point conversion. Looks like they've got it. Waiting for a signal. There it is. Chakanu 2 points on. That's 46 points to 9, and you got to wonder as we see a Stingray down. And Bailey Harding currently down for the Rays. You got to wonder, with a lead like this, when will they start rotating more and more of the twos in? They've started that so far, but you know, Coach Booker, he believes in development. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more and more people sliding into the field here.
Yeah,
more and more backups, that is.
Definitely in saying that, Kenny, I don't think they'll take the foot off the throttle as well. You know?
Yeah. Well, he'll have the same expectations out of his twos.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they're rolling at the moment.
And he's seeing a bit of odor. That's the GQ treasurer, James Calishaw. Desperately trying to... We're getting a whole lot of girls. There it is, James Calishaw giving a bit of camera love. GQ and Rhinos treasurer.
So it's definitely not surprising that they seem to be thrown to their left side of the field more predominantly now in this game, the Rhinos.
We'll see if that trend continues, but right now the Stingrays will get the ball, and they're just trying to chew up some clock at this point. And another interesting kick, they'll go over the line, again fielded by Perkins.
Oh.
Perkins tries to get to the outside, is stopped there, gets that ball back up to the 35-yard line.
I think Blake Hatchman's clutching at one of his hammies, I think, number 26.
Let's see what happens here. Might have just copped a bit of friendly fire there, actually.
Yeah.
First down, 4 wide receivers. It'll be Gardner again, but Calishaw is around there. I thought he might have been looking to strip the ball there. Still a good result on the play there for the Rhinos. It gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they've definitely got a theme at the moment where they're running the first down. There's no throws downfield. Yeah, they might be just trying to struggle as to find what can work for them.
2nd and 10. After the run for no gain on first down. $46 points to 9. Carroro in motion. It'll be give to Gardner though. Gardner tries to spin out of the tackle, but he's taken down from Sebastian Gordon. And just well read there. No one fooled despite the misdirection.
No. Again, a different bit of a wrinkle in the arsenal for the Stingrays there, but definitely trying to ride number 39, Jonah Gardner.
Not quite as productive here in the second half as he was in that first quarter. 3rd and 8. Tonga Kilo looking deep, throwing deep for Napier. Napier's got it! He's had to fight for it tooth and nail, but Napier's finally got his first reception of the day.
Where has that been all night, Kenny? Where has that throw
They've
been?
been tried, but he's been matched up with CJ. Napier gets over the top, and number 27 in the runners, and Manuel Copper.
Here we go, Stingrays.
And let's see if they try to go back to the well and see if Napier can use that catch to find some momentum. Tonga Kilo will call his own number. It's some good blocking downfield from the O-line. And that's a good first down run behind some great blocking.
Absolutely, and every time he calls his own number, he puts in extra effort, you know. So he backs his ability, and he's got great blocking up front as well.
Good pick. Number 78 there. Anthony Durrell getting them pancakes. Second and 1 now. Let's see if they take a shot in the end zone, knowing they can come back to 3rd and 1. Napier, 1-on-1, but he'll go over the middle. He's got a man open, and you got to wonder, did he need to jump? That was number 86, Riku Hataya, an experienced wide receiver.
Unlucky.
That was a touchdown waiting to happen.
Well, maybe they got a little bit more momentum back in the game now.
That was Hataya working on number 4 and Gonzalo Lugo.
Did they call Gardner's number this play?
Well, they haven't gone to him in a little while now by the usual standards. 3rd and 1. There will go Tonga Kilo once more to the edge. He's got the first down. And Kaapa gets low and takes down Tonga Kilo.
And there you have it. Quarterback calls his own number again, backs his ability. But it's great to see as a team as well, you know.
Gardner mightn't have been the number called there, but he gets the key block on the edge, doesn't he?
Sure. Rhinos are just trying to hold on to the defense at the moment, try and keep strong.
Kilo still trying to get this game going. He gives it to Gardner. Gardner had to fumble that exchange, but he breaks through and is stopped about 1.5 yards short of a touchdown. They're right there. They believe they can get it. Let's see if they just go back for the sneak.
Oh, we called it. Get the ball to Gardner.
Tonga Kilo's not going under center. He will stay in shotgun. And he will just go himself, however. He'll get closer.
Oh.
Helmets come off. It's Tonga Kilos, and he was stopped 1 yard short. Good defensive play there by the Rhinos. But here's the interesting, his helmet came off, so Tonga Kilo's got to come off for a play.
Okay, so who did they put in?
No, well, here's the one reason, the one way to stop it. They called a timeout, so he will be able to go back in. So, had they not used the timeout there, he would have had to, and look at the crowd getting amongst it here at Franklin Doval.
That's a great note for football.
But yes, so everyone might remember the famous Matthew Stafford play when Matthew Stafford was leading a 2-minute drive for the Detroit Lions in the NFL. Threw a pass that was a touchdown or was a first down, but injured his shoulder on the same play, so he had to come off. But unfortunately, the other team called a timeout, which allowed him to come back on, because you either have to take a play out, or if there's a timeout that constitutes the play, and you can come back on. He came back on through the game-winning touchdown. There's our referee crew for tonight. One that includes Barbara Johnson, who went overseas for the Junior World Cup, I believe, to referee. So one of the more capped referees and officials in our league.
Well, here's a bit of a stand for the Rhinos. They haven't had a bit of a challenge all night, so they're right on their goal line. And see if the Stingrays show them up a little bit here and see if they can get a score on the board.
Well, I think it'll be a pretty obvious play if Tonga Kilo goes under centre.
Yeah, I'd say he won't be passing.
Well, the splits have tightened for the Stingrays. Tonga Kilo will stay in the shotgun, though. He will go option left. It'll actually be a lead, and the Rhinos, they shoot in there, and it's Gorton taking him down for a loss on 3rd and short.
Great penetration from the defensive line from the Rhinos. Getting upfield as always.
I've got to say, Sebastian Gordon, the tight end, now linebacker, is having a whale of a game.
Yeah, they're sort of standing up, They're sort of holding their own.
I thought that was 3rd and goal last, but it's 3rd and goal now. We've got 2 downs to play with here. Tonga will pass on this 3rd down. He'll look for Hatayo over the middle again. Hatayo had it, but the coverage there from Moore knocks it out.
It was a great play call as well. It was open.
It was a pretty good ball there, but sorry, it was Lugo, my apologies.
Yeah, they just
came in.
They just had 8 in the box to try and make them get into the air, and they had a nice little crossing route there with the receiver.
Zola Lugo playing the ball right till the end. So now we've got 4th and goal. Last chance on this drive with 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
34 remaining in the third quarter. And they'll give it to Gardner. Gardner will try to push the pile. He won't get there. Over the top of the pile is Kaniki. Under that, the rest of the Rhinos, the D-line. And that is a goal line stand there for the Rhinos, and they hold the score line of 46 points to 9.
Yeah, and that's it with the time running out in the third quarter. Stingrays have not got any time on their side at the moment. It would have been really nice if they got a score there, but yeah, just not able to execute.
So, I think it was that huge play that got Tonga Kilo knocks back for a couple of yards that really put the Rhinos back on the front foot. Hold your horses here. This is the deepest the Rhinos have been in their own territory here, but that possibly just means a chance for more yardage. Strong. Vertical patterns. Oh, and he's stripped and recovered. That could be a safety. And indeed it is. Well, the Stingrays, they get on the board here in the second half with a safety. Kristen Strong stripped from behind. And it was a veteran play there from Reese Perkins. In on the play, they needed a play from one of their stars. They got one.
No, exactly. Well, momentum switched on that.
Two-pointer there, and that's a big play. The Stingrays needed. That's 2 points.
There's something you don't see every day.
We just saw a bit of a sideline audio there from the Rhinos there. A lot of love going around trying to keep the things positive. That's really one of their first negative offensive plays they've had all day.
No, exactly. But it was just great pressure from the Stingrays, having them on their own goal line gives them the ability to tackle a little bit more.
No surprise by one of their playmakers, Reese Perkins. Knows how to make a play. And interesting here, most teams choose to punt on these safety kicks. The Rhinos have opted to take the kickoff. They'll drill it across the ground. Kawaro's back deep to return. He fields it cleanly, but can he get away from the kick coverage? Not by a whole lot of yards. Interesting kick there. Intentional, you think, to keep it along the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're really worried, even with the kickoffs at the start of the games and after they scored. They seem to have a tendency to try and kick it short and try and take the ball out of the returner's hands.
That'd be a whole lot of bravery if you wanted to go short kickoff there from kicking your own 20.
Yeah, exactly. It'd take a brave person to do that.
But, you look at, I don't know if you keep up with the Intrust Super Cup all in the rugby league world, the Ipswich Jets, and them changing their logic. They do rugby league dropouts from their own goal line. So
yeah, well, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it.
So who knows what crazy mathematical analytics will come up next. Rhinos showing blitz here, and they will send it, and it'll come good. They take down both Tonga Kilo and Gardner in the backfield.
Yeah, this is extreme pressure on the defensive line there from the Rhinos.
This offensive line can't handle the rush right now. Look at Ernest Moore getting in there untouched.
Bit of misrolling in there, add a bit of a feature to the background.
It is. It'll make for some great photos, but it'll also be much harder to complete some passes right now.
And I think that's where the Stingrays need to be effective, is to try and get the ball in the air.
They send a blitz again. They'll throw short. Tonkilo finds the space. He hits Hobby for a short gain.
Yeah, that's a great call too. They're not trying to go 20 or 30 yards downfield, but just chip away.
Well, I think it's safe to say this team isn't built to go long bombs down the field, and I think if you try to be that team right now, you're just going to put yourself in more trouble. You're going to get 3 and outs. You're going to
that's it. Just dealing what you're good at. And speaking of good at, it's a pretty decent quarterback right there.
Yeah. Team with a lot of comments.
Hey, I'm wrong.
Third down, another blitz.
Oh.
He evades a sack, Tonga Kilo. Now he's going to run for it. He's found a bit of space, breaks the tackle. Lamore, he's got plenty of space. A block there from Dylan, but that's a good tackle there from Kappa. I thought if he got past it, he might have been gone for a lot longer, but Tonga Kilo's been taken down hard, and the Rhinos sideline is letting him hear about it.
Well, it was a great run by the quarterback, A lot of strength in this, a lot of awareness, obviously great experience as well.
Dylan, look at the submarine tackle right there, perfect form. That's not an easy man to bring down.
No, he's a big unit, but he's agile as well.
Suggestion there that it wasn't the tackle that actually did Tonkulo in there, it's just the workload. He's trying to stretch out a cramp, it looks like.
Hey, you want to? No, hey, after the game.
After the game?
Yeah.
After the game, Paul.
And we'll take a look at this play once more. Take a play, but Tonkulo, that play looked busted to me, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. He's made that play. Great tackle on the defence, but the quarterback definitely made that play.
He's had to do that a few times today, and dare I say it, he's actually come up with quite a number of huge bailout plays for the Stingrays.
And that's what you want from a quarterback as well. Is someone you can depend on and someone you can follow. Obviously, he leads from example.
Well, the issue here is that they already didn't have a plan for a backup when Kari went down. Tonkulo was plan B when they eventually came back to practice. They actually had to put Jaden Paluden in and Reese Perkins in game one when Kari went down against the Ravens. Now they've lost Kari. They've also lost Tonkulo. Who's next man up?
Yeah. Well, with the healthy body, they can step in. The way they're rolling at the moment, they're not terribly doing too much in terms of passing, so maybe they're handing off the ball a little bit more to Gardner.
Well, this injury break looks like it might take a bit of time, so we might take a short break here and have a word from our sponsors. Back shortly. Kilo's now under the injury tent. Well, I thought they were working on his calf. They're no longer working on his calf. It looks like they might be looking on his shoulder underneath here, and we're also getting addresses being said, and usually that means someone's calling for an ambulance.
Yeah, it might look that way, so hopefully everything's okay for...
Well, it looks like Reese Perkins, the veteran, will step in at quarterback, and he gives off to Gardner. Gardner's taken down hard, and the offensive lineman go flying.
Yeah, Jesse Sharp, number 68, taking a bit of a hit as well.
Well, this is just going to be courage from the Stingrays now. Down on troops, down on key troops. And they're just going to have to try and grind this out for the rest of the clock. We are towards the back end of the third. Once they move to the fourth, they will have the option to go a running clock in the fourth quarter should they choose to use it.
Yeah, and that might be the best tactic for them as well. I mean, there's a good 30-odd point spread. Maybe just protect what they've got here and just hand off the ball.
2nd and 10. Perkins will actually pass here, but now he'll take off and run to the left-hand side. He's got a friendly blocker in front. He's got the first down and dives forward for a few extra yards. And Perkins finds some production out of the quarterback position.
Well, not bad for a backup quarterback, isn't he?
Yeah, for a third string, technically speaking. Yeah, he may not be a quarterback, but just like Tonkulo, he's a playmaker.
No.
And that will move us to the third quarter. We will get word about whether the Stingrays choose to move to a running clock. They did so against the Ravens in week 1 when they were down by this margin. Let's see if they opt to do this time. We'll go to a quick break. We'll be back. All right, we're back here. Start of the fourth quarter. Just got notified. They will play this in regulation timing. Perkins will take his first throw of the game. It's not a pretty one. And it falls safely incomplete, however. And in other news, Coach, before we go back to the play, Tonga Kilo, we've seen him underneath the tent just in front of us here. Looks like it might be a sternum.
Yeah, it looks like he might have a bit of a chest injury. They're actually wrapping him up in the foil blanket, so if his family's listening, don't be alarmed. He's in good hands.
So, yeah, he's definitely out for the game. We can confirm that. So Perkins will likely be the man to see this game out for the Stingrays. There's Perkins. They're still going to let him throw. It's a much better throw on this attempt. And Napier almost helps him out there, but Lugo is on the coverage. Right idea. He saw one-on-one coverage, went downfield, but the DB is just controlling that one. And there's our man, Tonga Kilo. Currently been looked after. Turns out he didn't want the foil blanket.
No, he's had a tough night tonight. It was a great pass from the Stingrays, taking a shot downfield. I guess that's something the Rhinos probably wouldn't have expected.
Perkins, slow down. Well, when you send people downfield, it does give the option that if the quarterback doesn't see something, you can't take it. And it looks like a false start to me.
I have noticed that Gardner hasn't been in for a little while either.
He's taken his fair share of hits as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially once the Rhinos started blitzing on first down. Is indeed on the offense. They move back 5 yards, so going to be looking at 3rd and 15 now.
Yeah, they've got James Taylor, number 23, in his running back, traditional position.
And he'll be there to pass protect. And Gossin Kaniki. Wow, was that a draw? That happened so fast. I'm not actually sure what happened in the exchange. Yeah, it was a handoff.
It was a nice draw.
And, wow. Good thing he got that ball off because Perkins got licked up. Yeah, it was a draw there. Again, a draw. And Kaniki just laying a shot on his Sun Devils teammate.
Yeah, nice play. Nice call. Be interesting to see if the Rhinos still stay in 8 men in the box to try and stop the run.
Oh, look at the shot there. You can see the steam coming off the players.
It's a tough old night in football land.
52 plays 11, 3rd and 15. The Stingrays have opted not to use a running clock. We are playing regulation timing, so anyone here thought they might have had a bit of an earlier night?
Yes.
Want to rethink schedule?
Surprising, but so I guess it's a tactical thing that they wanted to play with and give them, I guess, a bit of time to develop, I guess, a few players.
And whistle's blowing again. What have we got wrong now? All right, they've given him the green light. 4th down. Perkins will drop back to pass. He's under pressure immediately. Tries to get away from the rush of Kaniki, but falls to the dirt. There very well might not be anyone in this league who closes faster in on the football than Gossin and Tambwe Kaniki.
Yeah, well, that play just completely blew up in the face, unfortunately, for the Stingrays. But with a new QB in there as well, things aren't going to go exactly right first time.
Well, with so few options now with the Stingrays, with their playbook shrinking by the minute, means the Rhinos, well, they can just keep sending blitzes.
No, exactly, and you can see the sideline too. They're happy as Larry at the moment because they're just dominating.
Well, one playbook that hasn't shrunk is the Rhinos. They're back on offense. Christian Strong was stripped for a safety last time. Ooh. Puts McClam in motion. He'll look left immediately for Cheyenne James. Cheyenne James catch and tackled immediately. by Jaden Paludin.
Yeah, interesting. They swapped them down to the right side in this quarter here.
Jaden Paludin, he's someone I'll probably talk about a lot as the season goes on with the Stingrays. Looks like someone who will be a bright spot for this team. Obviously, not having the season they would love right now, but he's another one of these Colts playing up. And not only playing up, but starting at the senior level.
That's a big feat.
And this time, Strong looks to the flat. He'll hit McClam. McClam in space beats Castle. Beats another defender. He's still on his feet. He's found the sideline. He's got some blockers. Uses some speed, adds a spin move, and he takes that ball inside the 20.
And that was tough to defend with a three-man rush.
And it looks like big Mark McIntyre, defensive tackle, is down on the far side of the field.
On a flag, Kenny. There's a flag.
And he was the one who made the tackle. We've got a flag, you're right. Back around the line of scrimmage. Let's see if we can spot anything here. No blocks in the back from what I can see.
And the flag actually might be after.
Unsportsmanlike, eh? But a dead ball foul. Let's just spot if anyone does anything. Oh, we can't spot anything there from the replay, so we will need to await our referee. Shot to the Rhino sideline there. And interesting. I mean, obviously they've got a timeout here. Strong is going to take an opportunity to talk to his coach. All right. Well, no wonder we didn't see anything on the field because it was unsportsmanlike on the sideline.
Oh, wow.
And that's actually the second time I've been here that an unsportsmanlike conduct call has been made on the sideline of the Rhinos.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I definitely think Coach Booker wouldn't be happy about that at all.
So we'll take an opportunity to thank Impact Sports, the authorised Australian shut sports supplier. For all your shuts Impact Sport needs, contact sales at impactsportsaus.com. Well, Mark McIntyre has been helped up. He's going to now get assisted off the field. The big fella hopefully is okay. I know his family will be watching back home in the Gold Coast. Coach Booker there having a chat to the side judge. Might have heard a bit of the colourful language on the sideline there. Well, so the penalty happened after the first down was made, so they will get the first down on that play, but they will be marched back to 15 yards. So we've got, or not. Well, that's odd. All right, we'll check that. Maybe it happened during the play, so they've been moved back and just been notified that the Stingrays are now opted to take the running clock. So we will only see stoppages as Reese Perkins, who's both quarterback and defensive back right now, is on the edge of a pile. Look at this rock and maul from the Rhinos. Looking like the All Blacks right now. And they move that forward well and truly for a first down.
Yeah, and if you didn't think the first down wasn't important, that just showed you it was.
Indeed, and look at everyone getting involved. Look at the offensive line go. Everyone getting involved. Cheyenne, James, Hanson in there to push the pile. But yes, the Stingrays have opted to take the running clock, so everything bar timeouts, and they've got the Stingrays offside. Free play. Will they go to James? Yes, they do. It falls off his hands. James also wants a pass interference. He won't get it. He had him one-on-one. Coverage there from Polluted.
Yeah, it almost looked like he got back inside on time.
But, change of possessions and timeouts. The only thing that will stop the clock now here in the fourth quarter. And we're just looking over the far side of the field. The mist that dominated the far side of the field for much of the third quarter is now gone away. 52 plays 11 here in the fourth quarter. Strong, encroaching on another touchdown. It'll be give to Nate Peterman.
Yeah.
He gets his first carry of the day. Matter of fact, that's probably the, third running play of the day?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's his first carry, like you said, Kenny. Normally they're using
Peterson, sorry, not Peterman.
Yeah, normally they're using number 44 most of the night, so very unusual. But I guess they're giving everyone a bit of a run.
Exactly right. That's Nate Peterson, who's been with the Rhinos for a long time. He's going to get some carries here tonight. And Perkins will try to blitz. They'll go one-on-one to James. James wins that battle. Beats Paludan. Touchdown, Rhinos.
And again, this is what they're doing, is they're going back to what they know. They haven't been able to stop number 81 all night, so why wouldn't that change?
Anytime a receiver's left one-on-one in the red zone there, the back shoulder fades on.
No, for sure, and the guy's got enough height as well, so he definitely get over the top of a defender. Trick play.
Well, they've gone back to the little swing gate formation. Let's see if they try to use the other two wide receivers here. No, they'll throw to the gate. There's a flag on the play, and he breaks a tackle and gets in. Let's see if this play stands. I think it might be, I reckon, a legal procedure, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, could be. Could be a legal procedure.
Yep, legal procedure. And apparently he was short on that play because the Stingrays declined the penalty. And they'll take the failed two-point conversion. Let's take a look at this again, Coach.
Yeah, definitely the trick play is coming out of the bag now. Got a first grade hit, just too short.
Hello to Shane Salmon, who's joined me in commentary before. He's just tuned into the stream. A little surprised to see the scoreline. Stingrays boy he is.
No, that's it. I think coming into this game, everyone was under no illusion that the Rhinos will definitely have a potent offense.
Well, with this, the Rhinos have played all of the top four teams from last year. The top three teams, I should say, and won convincingly in every single one of them. Here goes Dylan Napier. Dylan Napier taken down by number 27, the defensive back for the Rhinos, who's been having a great game. That's Carper.
Yes, and the unfortunate injury to their major, to their starting quarterback, I think the Stingrays just put them in a position now where they're either got to game manage or whether they're just got to go for hell for leather.
Shows a Carper, another one who's, I think he's their third corner on their depth chart. Playing like a starter.
And they also had one of the offensive linemen go down a little bit injured too, just another series ago. So, yeah, just a little bit beaten up at the moment.
Well, let's just see if they just walk their way to the huddle and try to drill as much time off the clock here in the fourth. James Taylor now. He trucks forward for a couple of good yards. That's a good gain.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what's happening with Gardner, because he hasn't been in for the last few series.
Oh, you're right. I'm trying to see him on the sideline there, and he's there. He's still got his kit on. Helmets are off though. Looks like he's taking tape off or something off underneath the tent there. Second down and 4. Ball on the Stingray 31. And there's another run there, and we've seen another change of quarterback actually. As number 3, what I found out is James Castle, and not a Colt playing up, a senior player, a former Colt of the Stingrays though.
Yeah, and I think the Rhinos have given them a little bit of respect. You know, they're standing back a little bit more, just trying to tackle everyone in front of them.
First down. Oh, huge play in the backfield again. Guess who?
Yeah, and Taylor knows that as well. He's on the ground. Oh, great read on defense. Great read.
Last week, I was amazed of how quickly Malloy was getting off the edge, and Tombwe just as effective. 3:36 and ticking left in this game here in week 4, the final game of week 4.
And it's great to see the Stingrays still trying as well, you know.
Let's see his first throw. He actually had someone open. That was Castle's first throw, and it wasn't a bad one. He was aiming for number 83. It was Cameron McDonald, and just almost got picked off as well. But
And it wasn't a bad throw either. He was only a couple of steps behind him.
so if he pushed that pass closer to the sideline, he would have been on the money there. Third down and long. Let's see what Castle can do with it. He'll throw. He's not afraid to throw. And that pass was aimed for Hobby. It hit him in the hands, but it dropped it. And I'll tell you what, Castle doesn't look too bad at QB.
That's pretty good, you know, for what, third string?
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going to have to start looking at, you know, some options over the next couple of weeks. And we're getting confirmed that he did play QB at the Colts level. So,
But hey, it's a necessity at the moment for the Stingrays to put him in there. But, you know, obviously if the offensive line can just keep it protected, give him a bit of time to throw the ball downfield, you can see he's got a good arm.
so yeah, the Stingrays, let's see if they consider using him until Kari comes back. That failed third down conversion. Perkins will come back in to punt. Almost gets blocked. Price, and it's going to be an awkward bounce. It'll end up being a great punt for Perkins. And this ball will travel all the way to the 5-yard line. So they force the Rhinos to drive the full length of the field if they want to add more points, which with 1:46 remaining, well, I'm not sure where Booker stands with this. You know, he could end up coming past, and they have barely run the ball all game, so I don't know why they start now.
No, for sure. And, you know, the Stingrays have finally won a bit of a lady luck with a nice hop on that kick for them. They haven't had the rub of the green for the whole game, so you know, on the 5-yard line.
So just a few ticks over 3 minutes remaining now. Let's see if the Rhinos start going to some of their running packages.
Well, the starters are still on there, so, you know.
Well, they got Peterson a running back there, so but they have got McClam, James, Hanson at wide receiver. They will give to Peterson. And he's going to go up and take this for a couple of yards on first down there, and we'll just try to grind out some clock.
That's it now, just pure execution from the Rhinos. Great hole to run through.
Tackle made there from Leon Hosking. Sorry, Bailey Harding. And we're seeing, and there's the official 2-minute warning there. So our screen clock's a little bit out. So there's the official 2-minute warning from the White Hat. So we've got 2 minutes left in this game, and the Rhinos, they're in possession.
And for the Stingrays, it'll be a bit of a relief, unfortunately, for the evening. It has gone their way.
Indeed. The Rhinos, they chalk up another big victory here in GQ.
No, definitely a team to take notice of, you know.
There it is, another run, and here we go. Well, there it is. The starters now all rotating off, and it actually is one of the, I think that's Colt or junior, one of the junior quarterbacks. I don't have his name. I'll probably have it in my Colt list. I think that might be Colt quarterback Riley Dix now in.
So they finally gave the starting QB a bit of a break. He's worked pretty hard all night.
Well, I think he certainly earned his keep. And I actually found a lot of their quarterbacks, both their Colt and junior quarterbacks, the Rhinos. They've got quite a few guys coming up. And he'll hand the ball off there, and that is Peterson with another carry.
Nothing shiny, nothing flash.
Picked up a first down.
And that's it, just Rhinos just running the clock. Obviously, it's been a great game for them. Stingrays unfortunate with a couple of key injuries with some of their major players. Sort of put them behind the 8 ball a little bit tonight.
Well, it's just the last couple of plays to finish this game. Oh, almost pull someone offside, the young quarterback. He's going to get a chance to throw the ball now. And it's almost intercepted there from Theas. He would have loved that after all the hard work he's been put through tonight. But it falls incomplete. Second down. And looking ahead to next week, week 5 will again be here at West Mitchelton, Franklin Oval, where we will be seeing the Rhinos once again in the men's division taking on the Griffith University Thunder, a matchup that we're all kind of keen to see. But before that, we will be seeing a Colts division game with the Rhinos taking on the Thundercats from 4 p.m. So the action rolls on in week 5 for Gridiron Queensland TV as this game comes to a close here in week 4. Well, the Rhinos, they defended home turf very comfortably. The Stingrays have valiantly tried, but outclassed here today in week 4.
Absolutely, absolutely. They started out on top and they finished out on top.
Indeed, they did. Another thank you to the Sporting Globe, our week 4 sponsor. Check out the Sporting Globe at Westfield Chermside. Kenny Andres here for Gridiron Queensland TV, TSG, and Impact Sports, and of course Brisbane live streaming Brisbane. My apologies. Thanks for joining us. We hope you join us in week 5 and we'll bring you more action back here at Franklin Oval next week.
Remember, 58 Mama, I love you. B.O.B. Hold it down. Mama, I love you. Let's go. Thank you, brother. Hey man, it's what the U.S. say. We hold that back up in the jump. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this with you. Canada. Hey, come on, man, let's fight this one. Shout out Townsville! Yes, sir, baby. You already know what time it is. 4-0. Oh, yeah. 4-0, man. 4-0, man. 4-0. Hey, shout out to Atlanta, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my baby daughter, Anaya. Love you, baby. You know the drill.
Get him up. Funny how you choose and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number 1, but I'm on top. Yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm. Fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous, cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you want a battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge, I set the bar high. You running with the big boys now. Get up, don't cry.